Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have a grand campaign event for you. Our first round is going to be the Washington Street, which is the battle for Nashville, Tennessee. 1st Brigade is going to be leading the Union campaign on CSA, and the Colquitt's Brigade will be leading the CSA campaign on the Union side. They'll swap back to their original sides for round 2, which will be on the Dunkerchurch for the battle at Rockfield, Kentucky. 12th Virginia will be leading CSA campaign on CSA, and 42nd PA will be leading the Union campaign on the Union side. Before we get into that, thank you to our Patreon members for the support. If you'd like to support, go to the link in the description and get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Our regiments for today, on the CSA campaign side, you have Colquitt's Brigade, 11th Mississippi, Hampton's Legion, 12th Virginia, Davis Brigade, and the Jackson's Division, whereas the Union campaign side, you have the 42nd Pennsylvania, Iron Brigade, Free States Brigade, 36th New York, 9th Corps, Midwest Brigade, Irish Volunteer Brigade, and the 1st Delaware. Server pop for our battle today is 240 in balance of 5 towards the CSA side. Union doesn't have artillery, CSA does. However, it only looks like they have one guy, Pyro, here from 1st Delaware. So that makes the in balance 4 in CSA's favor. Frontline reporters for today's fight. On the CSA campaign side, who's on Union for this round, you have Jam from Colquitt's Brigade, and then the USA campaign representatives, who's on CSA for this round, is Lucian from the 15th Wisconsin Iron Brigade. Very appreciative of those guys to give us their frontline view. So we're a couple minutes late, started a little sooner than I was anticipating, and so had to get some of the graphics done. But regardless, we're here. We haven't missed a terrible amount. CSA is down about a third of a morale stage on tickets, and we can explain in a second why that is the case. However, this is Washington Street for you. CSA will generally push up this far left side. They will also push up the far right side of this map, just trying to pressure the Union flanks with the point in the center, and they just try to see where they can break through. Now, the ticket advantage for the CSA, since they are attacking, they're going to lose more guys, so they have more tickets than the defending Union side. They have an 8% ticket advantage to their side. And the weapons for this map, Union has the 3rd Maryland with the Springfield 55 and the Springfield 42. So they have buck and ball, shoots like a shotgun. And then the 87th Ohio is also on the Union side, which they have the Springfield 55 and the Lorenz. Whereas on the CSA side, they have the 22nd Virginia with the Lorenz and the Enfield, and the 3rd South Carolina with the Springfield 61 and the Enfield. Which, one question I do have here is, okay, you see sometimes in this campaign where one team will stack up everybody on the buck and ball regiment. However, it looks like they haven't done it for this round. And that buck and ball that the Union has over the CSA is why it's difficult for CSA to kind of get a ticket lead, right? CSA doesn't have a huge ticket lead, and if they charge into Union buck and ball, it can be devastating. And I'm pretty sure, from what I saw, CSA pushed up here on this side and kind of got beat back. And because 11 Mississippi, they have the lighter blue uniforms, so you know they have buck and ball. That's the 3rd Maryland colors. But maybe that's why CSA is starting to pressure this Union left, or I guess Union right side, CSA left. So the CSA is going to try to break through or deal some damage. You got Lucian already pushing up here.
Down the road, down the road, down the road.
His guys are pushing up, trying to get a nice little flank. You got Colquitt's here on the opposite side, who
There's another unit coming in on the left.
it looks like they have buck and ball too. HL here doesn't have the buck and ball. FSB is going to try to assist Iron Brigade.
Two steps off, let them
Coming in a little later, but it's not like CSA's been thrown off.
Come on.
And now you have more CSA 42nd PA pushing up as well. And Union will just completely fall back. So CSA is also trying to push up center, get a nice little flank. Union's kind of set up a straight defensive line. CSA mirroring with the CSA right guys still kind of harassing on this side. 1st Delaware is over here. So nice little advance from CSA. Ticket gap didn't change a whole lot, which is obviously what you would want as CSA. CSA is not in a terrible spot. You can be down a whole morale stage as an attacker and still win. So CSA is still well within the realm of possibility to do well in this match. But obviously you would want a ticket lead, right? Iron Brigade's going to push it up. 12th VA is holding off them.
Nice work, guys.
So it looks like they're just trying to run up, get some shots. Union using the buildings, and so CSA really has to come to them. And if I were Union, I would just not necessarily peek out of the corner. I would wait for CSA to try to run around the corner and hit you, because I mean, you don't need to pop out in the road and let CSA have nice shots on you. You're defender, let them come to you. But nice little end around here from these 9th Corps guys. You're gonna get a little surprise there. You gotta be present though. And Colquitt's has decided to hold the far Union right. 42nd PA with some 30th guys. 30th Ohio are countering that, so they're pushing up again. Take a gap, looks to have closed a fair amount.
Got it. Brace it left, HL.
Watch your back.
I like how the Union is positioned here, where you have Union this way shooting down the road this side, and Union on this side of the road shooting down this way. They're gonna team kill each other. And looks like CSA is trying to mount up in the center again. Colquitt's actually pushing up here, playing a little aggressive. I mean, they do have buck and ball, so maybe they're trying to get a little ticket lead here. You just got to be a little careful with that.
Hold on the line. Get your loads.
CSA actually charge again here. Iron Brigade going in against HL. Union trying to countercharge, though, at least hold this spot on the road. But this will hit CSA down to engage. Union shortly to follow. A couple of Union guys here are incorrectly countercharging the CSA here. Maybe they thought there was only a few left, but these out-of-line kills are what you would exactly want as CSA. I mean, Union's getting a couple too, but if each side gets the same amount of out-of-lines, that's going to hurt Union way more. But Union bolsters his defensive line. Colquitt's, I think, fell back. And they're going to try to actually push out CSA. Now, pushing out as a team like this makes sense. Doing it with a couple Rambos, not so much. But a nice push out from 11 Mississippi. Colquitt's is joining in. And they're going to get one CSA flag. And the question is, are they going to keep going to try to push the 42nd and 30th out? Looks like they aren't. Some Union's holding, some said fall back. Union's in a little interesting spot. CSA take their shots and fall back. We haven't really looked on the other side, though. It looks like they're just running up, taking shots, and then falling back. Which HL's kind of shifted back this way. Hateful wants to say, though. Hateful versus Gene. Who's going to win? Well, I don't know if Gene got the kill, but Hateful died in the end. So, take a gap is about a third of a stage still, so maybe it hasn't changed. It's weird, because at the end and starts of a morale stage, the bars don't move down as fast. It's like the bar is longer than what we see. So, it can be deceiving. Because like for a moment, it looked like the tickets had got back to even and CSA was in a good spot, but now the gap is blown up back in Union's favor. And nice shot. I don't know who shot that. I think it was Recklin on that flag. But yeah, that maybe should be something the devs should fix. Just a tiny thing, or maybe it's just maybe it is the same rate, but it just feels off. Regardless, Union does hit engaged. Iron Brigade's gonna push up.
Не-не, ушли.
Но здесь каменная стена, ты не... Опа, они чашут. Душман, бей перезарядку, душман, сзади, душман, отмена, нет, душман! Иди сюда, чертов, езжай, да.
So that's a nice couple kills there for Iron Brigade. So CSA is continuing to try to hit this Union this Union right. And I mean, the thing is that they're putting light pressure on this Union left. It really, the thing is, right, we zoom out here. CSA putting a little pressure on this Union left is keeping two companies or almost half a team for Union over there, while most of the CSA team is pressuring this this Union right. CSA is doing this very, very well, but it's not working in terms of tickets right now. Yeah.
On the line! CQB!
Oh,
To
you can definitely
defense!
do this, Doug. Stay. Don't hop. I didn't mean to. Don't hop. Don't hop. Don't hop. I didn't mean to hop.
Oh,
Oh, no, Doug.
Doug just got his head blown off.
Oh.
So, CSA's trying to probe, at least maybe figure out where Union is. It shouldn't be too hard. A lot of CSA are hunkered down in this center area here. I don't know if I've seen a full CSA charge in this game except for, or at least not in this game, but on this map. I don't think I've seen a full CSA team charge unless it's been like final push, last stand scenario.
Double quick.
Double quick.
I mean, maybe
Move down
CSA
it.
just thinks that they can't do it. Who knows?
Hold on the road,
But the interesting thing is, I mean, Union's very spread out because the CSA's kind of hitting from all sides. But I really wonder if CSA one of these times actually just groups up and hits one of these flanks really quickly, if it could work.
Aim small, miss small.
Iron Brigade trying to aim small, miss small. That is interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard that before. But I almost wonder if CSA just quickly groups up and hits one of these flanks if they could overwhelm Union. I mean, who knows? I mean, CSA outnumber the Union over here.
У нас 200, у нас 200. Заберите его ботинки.
But something's got to change here for CSA. It's not looking that great for them, and it's not like the ticket gap has really changed in either team's favor since we first mentioned the ticket difference.
You're making yourself a giant cat target from La Hacker from France.
9 core over. Fuck.
So I don't know if 12th VA charged out Iron Brigade here, because it looks like Union kind of is weak in this general area. It looks like they might have charged at Iron Brigade, and Iron Brigade was like, we're not even going to bother with this. So they just pulled out. The ESA trying to push up, but Union's like, we're just going to charge you out. It's a nice chance to get a flag here from HL and 36 New York. Funkus is trying to get out with the flag. He does not make it, so that's a nice little idea there. Oh, I guess 36 New York was on CSA. You know, I looked at the tags of two guys, and they were next to each other. I assume they're on the same team. But this will get CSA very, very close to taking losses. So, nice little job there from HL, getting that CSA flag down. It's still kind of within reach for CSA, but nothing crazy. Looks like CSA also pushed out the center, probably because the 12th VA Davis Brigade guys got weakened. Maybe when they charge Iron Brigade, or maybe Iron Brigade charged them. We don't necessarily know. We didn't see. We can guess though. I mean, we'll see in the after action report.
Stand your ground.
But I like that Colquitt at least is waiting for CSA to turn the corner. They're not trying to peek themselves, which we got a cheeky little flank. Oh, don't. I really like that idea from FSB, but
DB, follow
oh,
Muscovite.
or you might see it in effect.
Get ready.
Get ready, boys.
Not everyone fire at once.
12th VA over here. Behind us, behind us.
Gucci's got to yell that. You got to yell that, my guy. You can't just say it. You got to yell it. Maybe he was yelling and it didn't come through that loud, but regardless. I mean, you like the idea. I almost wish they would have charged, but maybe CSA. I mean, CSA's down on tickets this whole time, so they're just hesitant to charge it, and then maybe have that gap increase. I mean, to CSA's benefit, They have kept the ticket difference since we first saw the initial gap. We've seen that ticket difference stay about the same. And, I mean, again, CSA still in a good spot.
No, Jerry. It's I've got Adel's balls. I've got Adel's balls.
I got Adel's balls. And guess what's inside?
Oh!
Here we go. Finally, some action.
Interesting. Union at their main spawn, essentially. HL's been everywhere today.
Right side line, boys. Right side line.
And holy crap, some CSA are getting awfully close. Oh, never mind, they returned. 9th Corps Midwest Brigade, IVB guys. They did a little trolling there. Hopped up in one direction, went the other. Maybe they saw these guys and don't like it, which Union's going to push down this side. Take some shots.
Main road, boys.
And that's it. CSA down, taking on. I mean, that's literally a wall. If you walk out into that sidewalk, if you even want to call this a sidewalk, it feels not wide enough to be a sidewalk. Like, this looks like a sidewalk. A little more of a sidewalk. Ivy pushing up, and they're going to get some nice shots in. Although they're taking a hit back, and they're going to try.
Вот это не на...
Sorry, Marinette.
So that's a nice little charge. Union will hold that. I wish they would have charged right in. I wish they would have charged right in because a lot of those guys shot, and I mean they were at close range and they could have hit, but again, I think it would be nice to have those shots for a point blank shot versus anything else.
HL, get your loads. Come here, bitches. Left
Move in there, boys.
Into the road.
36 New York charged him, and this is also the confusing thing is, right, you got Iron Brigade, 36, 9th Corps, Midwest, IVB, they're all up there engaging a 42nd PA. I mean, they're getting nice flanking shots, a couple, but they're not doing much. Because here's the thing, Union's kind of reformed, they got some spawns back in, I'm assuming HL pushed up, and now CSA is being pushed out by strong Union force, and they're being defeated in detail. And I mean, you see one CSA flag down right now. It's not terribly surprising when you're that deep into the defender's territory, while outnumbered. The Union's now going to charge, and this was a mistake from CSA. 42nd PA and 30th Ohio should have gone in with the rest of the team.
Not today, Yankee. Not today, State. Not today.
42nd PA holding pretty well, though, despite. Here comes the second Union charge, though. And this should probably finish off CSA. That ticket gap is now up to half morale stage. And there goes two more CSA flags. So CSA is down 3 flags right now. They're rushing around the other side. They're probably going to try to pick up the one flag they dropped. But really well done from Union. I reckon Union's going to hold out here to prevent CSA from getting those flags back up. They might not, though, because they want to not lose their flank, which they kind of already have. Not that they would know, but it's a nice little push around here. But they've not pushed too far. But yeah, let's see. Looks like you got a good amount of Union holding there with CSA flags. That's really, really smart. And it actually looks like one of those CSA flags got out all the way over here. And Admiral Not a Furry should probably pick this up. And he's going to return. Oh. Sunrise sees him. Can he get the second stab? Or is Not a Furry going to run out of bounds? I don't know. Where's out of bounds? Okay. You'd have to go out a little bit. Okay. Is that flag out of bounds? Nope. It's a nice little flag kill there from Sunrise, but yeah, it looks like a couple of Union have pushed up on this side, maybe trying to protect that flag over there, but I really like that Union's holding their CSA flags. Now, CSA can't get those flags back unless they pick it up or it despawns after 5 minutes.
Tum 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 tum. Oh shit! Просто голову снесло.
So CSA as a whole is actually going to try to push this other side of the Union, but you know, you want to be up a third to a half a morale stage as a defender as you get into the later portions of the game. That's about the minimum that you would want to feel good about yourself, especially if you both hit those final stages.
Go back. Brickritos, go back. Loads on the line, 40 seconds.
But Union's in a very, very good spot right now. And that's partially due to CSA just allowing the Union to kind of defeat them in detail, which we might see that right now. Some CSA have pushed out to try to hit the 11 Mississippi that are holding here. Iron Brigade at 36 going into them. And Forbes going to try to get out with the flag, and Lucian will dome him. But you got some 12th VA Davis Brigade's holding back a little more. CSA is going to hit breaking. Union team is informed about the situation on their left, and they are reinforcing. They're still keeping some guys back here, though. I like that they want to sit on those flags. But you know, at least the past couple times I've watched Washington Street, the maps have kind of gone this way, where Union has, you know, Union gets a ticket lead, and it's not something you would normally expect. We normally expect the attackers to do well, especially with a tight area like this. I mean, you think of a lot of the Harper's Ferry maps that are tight in areas, but I think big difference is Union has buck and ball on this. It's like High Street, for example. Union has buck and ball on that map. It's really hard for CSA to break through. Or sorry, downtown, not High Street. High Street, that's CSA bias like crazy. I don't even know the last time Union's won in High Street. I mean, even if you just look at the weapons alone, the whole CSA attacking side is buck and ball on that map. Versus the Union, who doesn't have it. It really shows you the dominance of buck and ball in this game. Oh, we saw an arty shot, which that arty gun is all the way over there, by the way. Which, if we take a moment, my luck is CSA is going to charge once I get over here, but yeah, at least see the viewpoint. He's got a lot of trees blocking that way. So Union looks like they're actually trying to get on the flank here of the CSA, and they're like kind of charging, but they're getting close enough to where that's going to be 11 Mississippi's trying to take back that spot they were in a moment ago. And that will hit CSA down to breaking. Here come some more CSA reinforcements. 11 Mississippi retreating before they get hit. Whether intentional or not, that was an okay time to retreat. We'll see how far they go back, though, and how far the CSA wants to chase these guys. Which they stop, and CSAs keep coming at them, and now Mississippi is like, crap, we gotta leave.
Get out of here, boys. Get out of here.
Retreated a little early as well, which is also good.
Get out of here. Let's go.
See, a lot of times people will wait until their line is hit, and then they say retreat. And at that point, once you say retreat, everyone on your side is going to say, okay, I'm not going to focus on killing, I'm going to focus on leaving. And when you're focused on leaving and not killing, and your opponent is charging into you while they're trying to kill you, that is, you know, they're just going to kill a lot of you, and you're not going to get any of them. And so it's just a huge kind of ticket swing in that sense.
On the line. Independent.
Oh, dang it. My nose just started bleeding. I'll be right.
Oh.
Oh, get fucked, idiot.
Oh.
Once you please.
Oh, who you?
Let me escape.
You know, you could. Who knew? Oh my goodness. Who knew you could go AFK in the Civil War when your nose bleeds?
Oh, I'm good at
Don't reload on that corner, boys. Move it out the way so other guys can shoot.
So
He can fire.
CSA is getting awfully close to the point. Union has to contest this. Point of contention's here, right? And once the Union hits breaking, so they're about to give it about a minute or two, then the CSA side will, I assume they're going to charge in, especially if they're pushing up like this. I mean, they haven't pushed up on this side for most of the round. And they haven't done it with their whole team if they have. So this really makes me think they're going to charge. Or at least try to cap it from a distance, which you can see it's teetering back and forth. Now Union's taking it back. And that's why Union's taking it back.
Oh my god. Oh my days. We got
It looks like they're going to try to finish this now. Union back off somewhat. And that's letting CSA swarm. Now Union's going in. Union hits breaking. Point still going in CSA's favor. Union actually charging on the rear side. It's 11 Mississippi going on this back end. Point still going in CSA's favor, but I think Union's going to be able to hold. Potentially, it depends on a lot of these flags as well. Which is one CSA flag down right now, one Union flag down. There's a respawn wave. You can tell with that little lag spike. Point still going in CSA's favor. 11 Mississippi now turning around into the few CSA left, and Union should retake this, and they are.
Дефендинге нужно на поинте стоять. Да чё вы, как я не знаю, зашли, перепрыгнули, убили, добили, все. Где здесь
They gotta get that flag. God's sake.
Так, инструктор, нахуй, прячемся за повозку, блядь. Дэвис, бригейд, прячемся за повозку, они идут, ебаные фермеры, блядь,
So,
нашу повозку.
both sides will kind of reform here. I mean, there's a couple CSA guys up. CSA's down, I think, 2 flags. I reckon Union would pick their flags up if they were down. But CSA is going to reform, and they're going to hit them again. And, I mean, Union is up by a third to a half of a stage. Union's in a good spot. When the final push timer is hit, that clock is going to drop to like 2 minutes. It says that clock goes down to the amount of time it takes for you to get from the attacker's main stone put to the point 2 times without bayonets and reloads. And so, with that being the case, CSA's main spawn is not that far away, and so they are going to have to move quickly, but it looks like they're not going to charge. They have a fair amount of time on the clock where they can do stuff, but if they do charge out, that clock will drop, but they've got the time. 36 New York, 9th Corps, the 1st Brigade is going up and over. Who knew the athleticism of the Civil War soldiers was here, where they can hop over fences that are taller than them. And now it's a little interesting because you do have these CSA guys trying to go behind the house. They get a nice flank here. Zooming out here, CSA, they're trying to hit multiple Union angles at the same time, maybe spread them out. But we'll obviously look at the point here as this year CSA spreading out. I don't know. We'll see if it works. Maybe they think they aren't gonna win if they bonsai into buck and ball.
I'm so fucking surprised.
Which on top here, it looks like Union outshot the CSA by a lot, and now Colquitt is charging into that. Any second now, CSA is gonna drop the final push. So they get that. Back on the point, Union charging into CSA. Although CSA outnumber Union around the point right now. Don't let Union take in the point deceive you. So 2 minutes and 15 seconds. This is why you want a buffer in tickets as a defender. Here come HL trickling in. Points going back in Union's favor. 2 minutes left. It's hard to hold for 2 minutes on a small map like this. Because once Union hits last stand, they cannot respawn. If they die, they don't come back. If they were dead and they hit last stand,
Hold it here, hold it here.
if you were dead and then you went the last stand, you would respawn at that point. But
HL, get him, HL.
The issue for Union is they just got to watch out, make sure they're not too spread out. A regiment or so for Union still off the point. 1.5 minutes left. Union's about to hit last stand.
Last stand up. Let's go, last stand up.
This is a perfect opportunity. Get up here and start killing.
You're dead too.
They are weak as shit. Get in there,
You're
boys.
gonna die. You're gonna die.
1:20 left. I think Union's spending a little time trying to reform before they go in. I mean, Union has a... There they go. So if Union guy dies, you don't come back.
Go, boys, go, go.
1 minute left. Union just needs more bodies on point to win this. CSA might just outright... Oh my goodness, CSA might just like outright cap because Union kind of held off, but that's not the case. Here comes the Union wave. 50 seconds. Points swinging back in Union favor. Union just kind of trying to form a line here, taking shots at CSA. Union needs to get the CSA flags down. Oh, here comes a respawn wave from Davis Brigade, 12th VA. 30 seconds left on the clock. CSA flags need to be killed so CSA can start getting respawns on the point. There goes one. There goes two. Union holding, 20 seconds left. Zooming out briefly. Yeah, Union's going to win this game. CSA dashing it from main, but they're not going to get here in time. Wow.
That was a good charge, but, well, you're dead. You're dead, and all your buddies died.
So, with that all being said, really well done to Union. Not an easy map to win by any means. I mean, the ticket gap is not that big in CSA's favor, and Union does have the advantage in weaponry, but still, you've seen Union played this map, at least as of late. Union have played this map very, very close, but they've never been able to win the game. But we saw Union win here. A very, very close fight. Really well done on part of the Union. So, here's a little overview here. Yeah, it looks like at the beginning on the right, CSA did a little charging, and it did not work. But, I mean, again, the margins on this map are insane because, I mean, if there's probably like 15, 20 more seconds on the clock, CSA might overtake the point and win. Who knows? I mean, that's just how close this map is. So, really well done to both sides, especially the CSA campaign who was on Union. Remember, sides are switching. We will see you all shortly for round number 2. And here we are for round number 2. Now on the Dunker Church, remember, sides are swapped, so each side is playing on their respective campaign's actual side. So, one condition for this map is that CSA only has 2 officers. You can see by the little star marks, there is 3. One of those is for artillery, which I guess is an exception to the rule. But anyways, server pop as of now, it is 256. Imbalance is 1 towards the CSA side. And artillery-wise, both sides have it. CSA have 4, the Union have 7. So it's a 2-man infantry imbalance in favor of the side of Union. So let's get into our fight here. Dunker Church. Union generally push either far, CSA left, which you can see they're doing already. Kind of going out of bounds for that. They'll also move up the center sometimes on this little hill. Doesn't look like much of a hill, but when you zoom down, it's a good-sized one to at least cover the body. And then there is the far left side, which Union will occasionally push down, but as you can see, it's kind of wide open field, which is why they don't do it. Ticket imbalance on the Dunker Church map. It's one of the higher ticket imbalances in this game. The Union has a 52% ticket advantage. And weaponry on this map, Union has the 72nd Pennsylvania with the Enfield and Springfield 61, and the 28th Pennsylvania with the Springfield 61 as well. Meanwhile, CSA has the 2nd South Carolina with the Enfield and Springfield 61, and the 30th Virginia with the Springfield 55, Enfield, and the Springfield 42. So they've got fucking ball as well. Now, interestingly, when you watch Dunker Church, or you play Dunker Church, you know Union's going to go down this side of the map 70 to 80% of the time. It happens a lot. There is rarely a map where you don't see Union go this way. And so it is that surprising to see the CSA campaign just kind of give this up. The Union's main priority on this map, outside of winning, is to take the woods. If Union gets into the woods, it's complete chaos for CSA. It's hard to throw the Union out. And CSA doesn't ever win a map when the Union actually gets into the woods and they're able to cause a little bit of chaos. I mean, you'll see like with Eastwoods, Westwoods, Miller's Cornfield, with the trees and everything, it's hard to see where your enemy is. As a defender, you're kind of sitting there, and the attacker can move around to try to surprise you. Now, we'll see what Union does. But, you know, this is a rough start here for CSA. And it's more intentional than anything. I mean, Union did see or CSA saw the Union going up center, which they're now pushing all the way forward to CSA. Have kind of backed off into the woods completely. Which CSA, nice couple shots there from Colquitt's against the Davis Brigade and some Iron Brigade guys. But this is another position that Union really will want to have on this map, is this nipple position. This is more of a later stage position you would want to hold. However, I mean, if the opportunity presents itself, might as well try. The problem is Union's overextending a little bit here, and they might lose their flag. I mean, you like the idea that Union did there, but especially bringing that flag super far forward, I don't know about that. 2 flags to be precise. So that was a little unfortunate of a move there. I will say that Union group in the center may have distracted CSA enough to let the Union go over here. The issue for Union, though, is despite them having the advantage in this woods, for all we know, the CSA do outnumber Union and could wipe them in this match. So, again, to remind you, 42nd PA is leading the Union effort, Union campaign, and 12th Virginia is leading the CSA side on the CSA campaign on CSA side. And if we actually look at the tickets, it's slightly, I think, in CSA's favor. But Union not getting overly aggressive yet. They're just kind of having a shorter range shootout, which CSA, I mean, right, Union has 2 flags over here. We saw 2 of them get wiped. Meanwhile, CSA's got all 4 flags here. CSA's going to be able to respawn the Union here. And even though there's a lot of woods, these shorter, I guess this is a medium distance fight. You could argue shorter. It might be difficult for Union to hold here because, again, CSA is going to out-respawn them. And then on top of that, too, CSA's got that bucking ball that Union doesn't have. So, I mean, CSA's kind of had a really interesting start, but Union hasn't really executed on much yet.
Load him up.
Cover. Is that what he was doing? Cutting off their retreat? Okay. So we're moving up on him.
So, I mean, it's not a terrible idea for you to just kind of sit and shoot here. You just got to worry about time. Because sitting and shooting don't work much more. I feel like I repeat this every broadcast I do. But it's a nice point to have. I mean, shooting doesn't deal enough ticket loss anymore. You can't do it full game. The charges decide everything, and so might as well do them and do them early. And I'll get to another point in a second, but looks like HL and 11 Mississippi. Am I surprised? They're charging in, trying to throw Union off. They're moving in as, for the most part, as a team, a little spread out, but that can kind of be expected. And they just sweep through the Union. They're trying to push for the flag who's getting out. 36 New York, 1st Delaware. Iron Brigade guys are trying to cut in to assist. But it looks like CSA is going to hold firm. Union down again on 2 flags. Looks like Union picked up one of the flags up on the center, and you have a couple of guys going, or one random trying to go and get it. But this is really a blow to the Union. FSB is trying to do a save mission, but it's going to be a fail mission, if anything.
Sorry.
But in the end, CSA is slightly down on tickets, so that's good for the Union side.
Turn around.
Ninth Corps is trying to go up. You can see those Union guys that don't have their flags, which they got 2 of them out. They're trying to reposition onto this side, which if I'm CSA, I actually hold this now. Similar to last round, right? You knock the attackers' flags down, you might as well try to go up there and, you know, make sure they can't get them back, which,
Don't mind me.
as you can see, CSA is not doing a very good job of playing keep away.
Run it in.
And CSA go down to engage.
There's one.
Flag, kill that flag. Don't let it pull out.
Which
Someone
it
stab
might
that
get
bitch.
out. It's getting closer to the Union lines. CSA somewhere trying to countercharge, but it's not doing a whole lot.
Out? Where to out? That one's running back in.
That's most certainly a swing or so.
You know, it doesn't look too dangerous right here, to be honest. I'm looking left to right.
But Union's going to spend some time reforming. I mean, CSA, we see here they outnumber. They could just try to push out and completely throw Union off getting their flags, which I'm assuming Union flags are watching and they're going to want to stop it. Which, good countercharge here from CSA.
Alright.
There's no way that works. Just stop on this stuff.
And so in the end, they will get 3 Union flags down. I don't know where the 4th is. You got, I mean, the Union do have the, I got out. The Union do have enough manpower to at least get these flags back within the vicinity. They are also brought back pretty close, but that is a good play there from CSA. It's going to force a lot of guys on the Union side to spawn main, and I mean, they're going to have to spend a few minutes getting back up, getting reformed. The Union did get those flags back, but I guarantee you a good chunk of those guys have actually respawned back at main already, so the damage has been done.
Oh shit.
And any second now, we're going to see the Union hit engaged.
Try and mess.
And there they go. But, I mean, still 1 flag down is obviously going to hurt. And at least CSA's over here to not let Union in the woods.
Watch the fence, boys. Watch the fence. There's all that smoke right there.
So, Union's starting to shift more towards the center. Maybe they're just trying to get themselves closer to the flag. I mean, it looks like maybe they're gonna try to hold. I don't know. Nice CSA already shot.
Hey, get up, lads. You do not have orders to take a nap. Where the hell is everybody? Get up here.
It looks like Union's actually trying to hold this. I mean, maybe they're just trying to buy time to get their flag out, but they're taking a huge couple of losses there. They did keep one of their flags up, which it now runs out. So Union's got all their flags back. They're starting to form up. They're still slightly ahead on tickets, so they're in a good spot. Hello.
Ignore the artillery. It couldn't
Who
hit
is this?
anyone. Trust.
I don't know if that was
And if you get hit by it, you can't question me because you're dead.
the
Flawless logic.
Juggernaut
On the left, 11 o'clock.
V. Juggernaut TV. Yeah, it's a beautiful point. Artillery. Don't worry about artillery. It will not hurt you. Sure, it might kill you and it might look scary, but it's not going to do anything. So if you die from it, you will respawn very, very fast. Yeah, artillery rarely ever is that impactful. It has its moments. It has its nice shots, but in the grand scheme of things, it's very difficult for artillery to be effective. Anyway, CSA have pushed up, gotten on the flank of the Union side. They actually got one of these Union flags along Mississippi, or someone else has, but they got a nice flank, and Union have shifted back off. And nice little counter from Union from 9th Corps and some IVB guys trying to get a little flank on those guys, which they will back off. But 15 minutes in the round, generally as an attacker, you want to get the defender down to engaged by the 30-minute mark. So right now, Union is in a very, I would say, a good spot. Very good spot. Obviously, I mean, when you think about it, that the Union have a 52% ticket advantage, like, it's wild that the tickets are this close in the first place, but you know, that's how it be. But that's some Union skirmishing in center. Union artillery is back over here. Looks like they're operating only 2 of the Napoleon guns. Are they not doing anything back here? I don't think. And that's because they moved 2 of the guns over here. Which I guess this is a nice angle to the point. It is an angle. So we'll see when Union wants to go up again. I mean, the nice part is they've played a little more aggressive at the start. I mean, they've pushed up and there's been some charges, but nothing too over aggressive. It's been somewhat. But because of that, they have some time to dilly-dally and reform and do stuff like that. And actually, it looks like Union is pushing up 2 companies here up to the center position again, which you have a lot of Union that are just spread out on the backside, don't know what they plan on doing, but if the Union does want to hold or charge a spot, especially up here like this nipple spot, you do not want to be outnumbered by CSA, which CSA might try to throw them off. They're starting to reposition on their flank and get some flanking shots, which they're hitting with good impact, I would say. They wiped out a good chunk of this Union line, maybe like a third to a half. I don't know why there's some Union guys over here, maybe skirmishing, but looks like you got more Union. Look how spread out the Union is right now. I mean, they're consolidating, but again, this is kind of poor execution this round from them. And Lone Mississippi and company are pushing up, and they are going to try to push Union off here and get some flags again. Got some more CSA crashing down, trying to cut them off. That's the thing so far, is that Union has not done anything particularly impressive this round. If anything, it's been slight CSA mistakes. But you got some CSA flanking around. HL's trying to go around the backside. Union's still holding pretty good despite what's happening here, and CSA is actually going to drop into taking losses.
Not you. That's what we're doing.
I guess Union consolidated enough for them to protect their flags and be able to actually put up a fight on the CSA, but Union has not done anything too crazy this round, but they are ahead. And CSA's got to figure something out because what they're doing now is not working. I mean, CSA has charged, which maybe you could question if that was the right decision or not. Because, I mean, they've charged Union out of that woods line. Now they've charged them out of the center. I mean, it makes sense to CSA. You don't want Union to get entrenched inside of those positions, but at least from what we've seen, they haven't really done much with it. Like, they go up into the woods and just kind of sit there. Or when they charge into the center there, I don't know. I guess it was a nice charge at the beginning for Union to charge center. It just kind of didn't work out. But it did give them a ticket lead, so I guess in the end it did work out.
Okay.
So CSA up front pulling back, both sides kind of reforming here, and I really won't be surprised if Union just kind of keeps up this pressure, because regardless of the result of all of this, it is working. But, I mean, Union pace has been impressive as well. I don't know. I don't know. It feels like CSA is playing better than the Union side right now. At least execution-wise and whatnot, but it's just not working ticket-wise.
Oh God. Damn. You're right, Tango. Get up, boys.
So, with that being said, Union looking to push up again. CSA, I mean, it's starting to get late into the match, and CSA's got to make some changes. I mean, this is the most organized the Union has been all day long. So, this is not going to look good for CSA. We'll see what CSA does if they sit back or if they try to go in again. It's going to be a lot harder to push Union out, especially since Union has the first time. Oh, my crap. That was a nice little volley there from Colquitz. Holy crap. I mean, I assume they have buck and ball if they're able to do that type of devastation. But again, Union's pushed up there as a team. Those guys are going to be able to respawn in. Looks like CSA's trying to go around the Union side again. I mean, it's a nice little flank. Union does drop to take in losses, and Union is kind of thrown out of this position here. And Union shifting slowly down, trying to at least protect themselves. I assume CSA, if they're going to continue playing aggressive, they're going to rush up here on this side. And yeah, look at that. Is that 12 feet or Davis Brigade? Looks like mostly Davis Brigade's pushing up that way.
Fucking hell.
Oh God, flag down. Get that flag up and get it out of here. East, down the road. Let's go. Run away, lads. Run away. Let's go. Get these flags out of here. Flags behind the hill. The Victory Hill. The Victory Hill. Get the flags behind the hill.
And so CSA are able to throw the Union off again. The ticket gap is about the same. It almost looks like CSA is down by even more, even by a little bit. CSA is trying to countercharge to get the Union flags. And they are going to stop there. I mean, look how fast Union is kind of reformed here. I mean, that's the thing with these 5-second respawns. It's hard to just shoot someone down and then maybe charge them out. And yeah, CSA have completely fallen back.
Southeast to the storm, maybe southeast to the southeast.
Goodbye. I don't know, I got the hell of a way
How many men are in your army?
So, Union reforms. Seriously, they're up by half morale stage now. Wow. I mean, that's the wild thing is like that's the crazy part is that the Union team walked up there, got completely shot up, but no, Union did, I guess, more damage. That's wild. I mean, this just happens sometimes, but I mean, at this point, you could almost argue CSA might just want to let Union cap that point so then they can retake and regain some tickets, potentially. But this is... I mean, Union's just going to keep doing this, and I don't blame Union. This is working out very well for them.
The left, keep on the left.
I mean, it looks like this fake fence is slowly but surely dying. I think CSA already is trying to break it so that Union can't use it as cover, which some of the Union's going around the side, which looks like it's Iron Brigade going to charge right in. Maybe they're just trying to distract CSA to help the Union team get a little entrenched, but that wasn't going to do a whole lot. And actually, it looks like CSA is going to turtle. Which, the only group not turtling for CSA is Davis Brigade here.
Нормально, мы отбились. Отбились. Так.
So, if I'm Union, you got 20 minutes left in the clock. You need to knock CSA down to breaking, which is a third, like a little less than half morale stage away. You got 20 minutes. There's a lot of time to shoot someone down. Push into the woods. Try to find where the CSA are at, which we see they're holding back. Now, I don't necessarily know the out of bounds for Union. I think main spawn for CSA is back here. CSA could have fallen back further if they want. But if I'm Union, I push into the woods and just find the CSA and throw lead. Knock them down to breaking, and then maybe have a couple guys over here that just instantly cap once they get close to that. I mean, if I were the Union, that's what I would do right now. Send most of your forces back into the woods, find CSA, wipe them out, or just shoot them down, get them to breaking, and have a few guys stay back, and their sole job is to cap point once that breaking happens. But we'll see what Union does. This is probably the first attempt at a turtle I've seen in a long time. Looks like some more CSA have fallen back to that main spawn. You know, a couple guys out here and there. Now, Alone Mississippi HL still holding kind of for him. I mean, you got a couple of Rambos here and there. And a couple of CQB guys. I don't know if they're trying to see if there's any more friendlies up here. Davis Brigade guys are finally falling back. But Union's mistake would be to cap point right now, and they're actually going to start moving through the woods. 42nd Midwest Brigade. First Delaware's pushing up on this right side. Going up the far left side. You got IVB, I assume FSB and 9th Corps. Is there any Union left back? Yeah, look at that. You have a couple CSA guys here, which Union's capping. Why are they capping?
Illusion, don't cap, please.
No, shut up, Burger.
What was that?
Fall back, Misty! Fall back!
You should have known this.
IV's playing a very... They're playing the cap game. So they're just going to run up and run off so that it stays mostly capped. Union is playing this exactly how you should. You've got, again, 18 minutes at this point. You need to find the CSA and try to kill them. And for those of you on the CSA side, what are you talking about on the text chat right now? That is absurd. A little Easter egg for the CSA guys there. Anyways, Union's trying to find them. Right there. They don't see them. I mean, it's hard to see what's going on in the woods at times. That's why East and West Woods are kind of chaotic. Union's trying to find them. They ran backwards. Maybe Union will cap. I mean, they've run back out. They shouldn't cap. They're on a voice chat, the officers are, so they should be able to communicate. Which I don't know why they ran out of the woods.
Soda!
Sleepy Joe Biden is asleep at his post.
And so I don't get why Union has pushed more guys out here. Maybe they think CSA is going to charge them, which I mean, I guess could be in the realm of possibility. I don't know. You got 36 in New York pushing through the woods now trying to find them. CSA so close to breaking. I mean, this is a boring way to play War of Rights, but it is a winning way to play War of Rights if you're CSA. And why is Union capping here? You've got 16 minutes on the clock. 16 minutes. Now, CSA is going to push out, and the games begin. So, at this point, CSA has 7 minutes to retake the point. Union seems confident in their ability to hold. 36 New York is like crap, and they're running away. But if the CSA retakes the point before the gold timer hits 0, they will regain up to the percentage of tickets that the Union is at. And the black timer will continue to go down. But if Union holds for 6.5 minutes at this point, they will outright win the game. Now, it's a little risky for Union. Every kind of engagement we've seen today, CSA has won charging-wise. Union's gotten blown back, even though Union has kept the ticket lead, which, again, is all that matters. But I don't think Union's going to hold this. I think this was a serious mistake from the Union side to tap the point early. I don't know if they just couldn't find the CSA and just gave up, or they're like, we can hold this. I don't think they can. They haven't been able to hold crap this whole round. Every time CSA's charged, they push them off.
He's still in the bush. I told him to stay there.
But here comes the CSA.
Hey, fool. We ran back and we got killed by friendlies. Get our flag. Get his flag.
I got it.
You're terrible. You're terrible. You're terrible. You're terrible.
Although,
No,
Come
I'm
on, guys,
not.
keep
why
it
is it
up.
starting to rain?
Right, 36 on this line here.
Jams.
Look at them.
CSH maybe trying to sneak around and turn the Union's flank, which always, you know, whenever you're going to try to charge or hit your opponent, charting the flank is one of, if not the best things you can do. Colquitt's kind of getting there on the side. They get some nice shots in about 40 seconds, getting blown back. 5 minutes left in the counterattack. CSA does hit breaking, but again, it doesn't matter.
Do not cowards. No surrender, boys. No surrender.
If you run, you don't get your curry rushes.
Look at Carson. A true brave man. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Flanked to the east. Flanking us. Being flanked.
I forgot to indefinitely because I was testing.
And Colquitt is actually fully pushed up on this. Actually, it's along Mississippi. That's not surprising one bit. Looks like maybe some more CSA are going to start circling this side and pushing up here. I mean, CSA still has a fair amount of time. The thing is, though, is that the longer this counterattack goes, right, Union's still losing tickets, and so CSA won't be able to gain up to a higher... Or CSA won't be able to go up to a high percentage, right? So the longer this goes, and the more tickets that Union is losing, CSA is not going to be able to gain as much back. And obviously, CSA would want that, but... I mean, CSA could try to push Union in the last stand, which you got 4 minutes to knock Union down, almost a morale stage and a quarter. That's not happening. That will never happen. Unless it's in Conquest and you have all 3 points capped. And maybe in that case. But here comes CSA. They're going to try to retake the point. Union just needs to protect their flags, and then they'll be fine. But Colquitt's in 11th, collapsing on the side. What a mistake from Union to cap.
Come here, boy. Come here, boy.
There it goes. So Union's down 2 flags right now. They have some guys still up there, but that's all 4 flags down. What a mistake from Union. What a mistake. What a mistake. Because now what happens is CSA is going to regain a crap ton of tickets, and that nice ticket lead that you built yourself over the course of the whole round as Union is going to be gone. And things are going to be dead even. Now, as an attacker, being dead even on tickets is not necessarily bad. But obviously, Union spent the whole round getting their, what was it, a third to a half a morale stage ticket lead. They spent the whole round doing that. And so the odds we see the Union take that type of advantage again is not that high. So also these FSB guys, they're trying to run away, but they need to die so CSA can't regain tickets. I mean, every ticket amount matters. But, I mean, Union's still got plenty of time to kind of work around things, which at least is good for them. But, man, that was a huge mistake. You were a fourth of a stage from knocking your opponent down to breaking and capping and winning, but you were not patient enough to wait it out and try to find him and shoot him down. But regardless, here we are. Again, Union's still in good odds of winning this game. But what just happened, the situation that played out when they capped was not surprising. So, with that being said, Union's moving out of main. At least the FSB guys should be able to get a flag or two, which is actually two guys over here yapping. Maybe yapping. Maybe we missed it.
Good? We're good? Alright. See you later, man.
I guess we missed it. Anyways. Ian's got some prong action here. Got a lot of mini snakes moving out. CSA kind of hiding back because CSA is trying to play the time game at this point, which will be a little difficult for CSA to do. CSA's got to try to find some way to get a ticket lead. I mean, CSA's played a great round. They just have not been able to get a good ticket lead on the Union, and that's been their biggest mistake. So maybe we'll see if they've thought of a new strategy, but for something like this, time will tell.
Yes, sir.
So Union starting to hold up in the center, taking some shots. A couple guys going out to get those flags. We'll see when Union wants to go again. I won't be surprised if Union gets these flags back and then goes. They are pushing up a little bit on this right side.
Aim low. Aim low.
I will say, that was a very majestic way to walk that flag.
You can see the flag. Yeah.
Anyways, Union for now just going to fire shots. CSA just kind of maybe popping out to take a shot or so and then fall back. But this is... We'll see when Union charges. I mean, they've got all their flags back, so they're definitely in position to do stuff. And there they go. I was going to say, I mean, Union's not going to do this all day. I mean, again, Union's had 16 minutes since this kind of thing started, and obviously it's going to take them a few minutes to get reformed back up, but you cannot just sit back and shoot. You got to be aggressive at some point, which you assume they are. And remember, at this point, if the CSA loses point, they lose the game. And so that's why they've kind of got to stay close here. Oh, we're at first Delaware. And you can see Union's kind of pushing up. They're not pushing up together, though. And they're kind of going spread out, which will be to CSA's advantage. 36 New York is going in. Here comes some more Unions spilling up together, and that Union right side is pushing up as well, which is good to see. Union not moving up as one big team has really let CSA kind of defeat him in detail. And the thing is, too, Union's kind of going straight at the CSA. They have a little flank over there, which is good to see. Right, it'd make more sense if Union spread out and maybe hit the flanks with some of these groups, but they're all just kind of going straight at the CSA. Tickets-wise, slightly in CSA's favor, but not by a lot. And some CSA are moving up to reinforce on the wall here. The fence are actually going to charge through here. Are they trying to get the flags? It looks like they are. There goes two. CSA is trying to knock these Union flags down so they can't get respawns. I mean, again, 5-minute despawn timer. Here comes one of the Union companies. Pork Roll's got to watch what he does with that flag. Very important what he does.
All right, Pork, you probably want to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, whoever said he needs to get out is a good man.
That fucking flag, yeah, flag. You better tell.
And it looks like he's going to try to run out, but Qual's going to try to get it. But no, that's huge. CSA got, looks like 2-3 Union flags. Now, they got all 4 out for the moment. If I were CSA, I would hold all the way up here. You need to prevent Union from getting their flags, because then you can kind of play a time game at that point. But honestly, CSA's taking a slight lead on tickets, so that means Union would hit final push first, and the black timer is going to drop. So if CSA pushes up to the hill and defends here, the Union team won't be able to get a majority of their flags back, which means if a guy dies, he's got to spawn all the way back here and then trek all the way back up. So maybe if I'm Union, if I see CSA up here, I don't push. I mean, again, you've got 10 minutes. There's a lot of time left. You can sit this out and wait till the 5-minute mark. But at that point, the time crunch becomes real. But I do think Union has enough time to kind of just sit back for 5 minutes and do nothing. Because by 5 minutes left on the clock, you'll have time for 2 charges. And that is plenty of time to get CSA into last stand and then wipe them. Now, it's going to be tight, but we'll see what happens. Maybe Union just is like, okay, screw it, we're going to charge right through. Who knows? They could try that. But we won't know what they say because they've got their officers team chat. Looks like they're starting to push out center already.
Right. Gentlemen, slow down, double quick.
That cannonball literally gave me one of that wrestler haircuts. You know the one?
The one that's like half
So, Union trying to figure out where CSA is. They're starting to realize that CSA is pushed up a little far.
Holy shit, that's rebels. Holy shit it is. Holy shit it is.
Union caught a little off guard here. They're still trying to push up and take this hill. Cobb is spearheading this, although he's kind of going alone right now. Union spreading out on the 3 prongs. You can kind of see them. Got ones on the right, left, and center. Which I don't know why Union's sitting there and holding. You either need to fall back further or you need to charge. You can't sit in the kind of center area where CSA have the high ground, because you're just going to get completely shot up. That is terrible. I like the flank here from the 42nd Midwest Brigade. 42nd Midwest Brigade. There's 42 Midwest Brigades.
Aim low, guys.
Great little flank here on the CSA, which will maybe make them back off a little bit. But, you know, similar to what we said last round, like CSA is up by 1/4 of a morale stage right now on the Union. CSA, it's looking very, very good, because once they hit Union in the final push, this clock is going to drop a few minutes, and Union might not be without their flags for half of this final push, which would be huge for CSA. So a couple of Union guys have pushed up. CSA have kind of pushed their line this way. They can afford a little bit of ticket loss. See, the crazy thing, right? CSA had a 1/4 of a morale stage ticket lead a moment ago, but Union still isn't the final push, and CSA's dropping tickets. 9th Corps is just gunning it for that flag. Which, again, if they pick it up and it gets dropped, that's a 5-minute restart on the timer. 4 minutes left. Union's final push. So they're going to pick up their flag, and they should be able to keep this. They definitely have enough guys there. I assume they're going to run the flag back, which Uncle Dragon does. But some Union guys are going 9th Corps. They're trying to get all the flags. This is not a good decision. Not a good decision. That flag, see CSA Lions holding here still. That flag will not despawn for the rest of this game. The only way Union gets it back is by picking it up. And they got to break through the CSA. At this point, Union should have let these flags despawn, which will despawn, I think, in a minute or so. Or they need to charge through CSA to get those flags back. At that point, they probably win. Which CSA is going to hit last stand, I think, in this charge. And then at that point, CSA can't die anymore. Perfect timing for Union. Because a lot of these guys, because if you're dead and last stand has hit, you automatically respawn. And so USA hit right as CSA went to last stand, which means a lot of these guys won't be able to respawn. So that was very good timing. Union have 3 flags, 2 flags down. Sorry. They have 2 back there. Union's trying to charge into the CSA line. I think Union has enough time.
That's how you fucking do it! Stay right here! Check your... Do not move! Get up!
And I mean, you got a good amount of CSA still back here. 2 minutes left. I don't know if it's enough time. CSA is trying to charge into Union because Union have 2 of those flags up, and that means now 3. That means Union's just going to get all these respawns back up here, and I don't think CSA is going to be able to pull this off. But I mean, this round, CSA really played well. They just could not find a way to overcome tickets, which, again, I'm acting like it's an easy thing to do. I mean, for every 1 CSA guy that dies, CSA needs to kill 2 Union to stay at pace with the Union. And that's ridiculously hard to do on a consistent basis. A couple of Union guys are starting to shift over to the center, but it is very, very hard to do. Union did not execute a whole lot this round. Union made a mistake by capping that point, because look how close this round is. It's gotten very close for a map that, when you look at it, should not be as close as this. I mean, usually Union should just curb stomp the CSA just with that ticket advantage alone. So, really good job to CSA. Really well fought, but Union won in the end. They won within the rule set of the round, and in the end, that is all that matters. So, I think a good 2 rounds here today. I mean, Washington Street was a good old fight. How many CSA guys are left? You need to. There's like 5 of them left. You need to kill all but 3, I think, for the round to end. But wow, 30 seconds on that clock. But yeah, no. So I mean, good 2 rounds today. Really defensive battles from both sides here. But I mean, the CSA campaign, who had to defend on the first round as USA and then defend round 2 as CSA, they defended very, very, very well, and they were able to get a win today in the end. So well done there to both sides. With that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon where you can get a live stream of all the broadcasts we do. You can advertise your regiment in the bottom of our videos and get an additional broadcast per week. Besides that, though, we have our Discord, merch, X, Instagram, TikTok. Those links are in the description. Regardless of that, I appreciate you all being here, and we will see you all in the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your night. Jeez, look at those casualties. That's... yeah.